Hello everyone and welcome to NETCRYPTO, where you get important information and news about all coins and tokens of interest. And today we're taking a look at Idegen, right? Is it legit or is it a scam? That's the question that we are always trying to answer on the channel, right? So what is this all about? Idegen, AI born degen raised. I don't like this statement at all. Buy now before it takes your job. So what does buying this pre-sale has to do with my job? So obviously with all the pre-sales, there's always the dream of you're going to be making 10x, you're going to be making 100x, and these things can happen, right? But it's like 0.0001% of the pre-sales that actually do that. Majority of the pre-sales, if things go really well, right, you might make a 2x or a 3, 4, 5, 6x. Right, if things go, but that's like we're talking about 0.001% of the pre-sales, right? Majority of the pre-sales are scams and it's a money grab, and you need to be extremely careful. So how do you know which one to invest and which one to run away from, right? So basically, first thing first that I just want to say is we have established a scam flow on this channel, right? This scam flow follows particular scammers that we know who run pre-sales, right? They've got pre-sale after pre-sale after pre-sale, multiple scams, right, that they run. So this is the scam flow that we followed through, but most of the pre-sales, they follow through some of these steps, right? So for example, if you're talking about Idegen, right, we would say Idegen is in stage 4 of the pre-sale. Well, Idegen is doing things a little bit differently in terms of the price increases, right? The price in Idegen can go up and down because they're talking about a price auction or something like that, right? Let's just go here into their dynamic pricing, right? They're saying the price changes every 5 minutes. If at least one purchase occurs within a 5-minute interval, the price for the next interval remains the same, right? So basically, these different intervals, if someone buys, right, the price remains the same, and if two consecutive and if a purchase occurs in 2 consecutive intervals, the price increases by 5% for the next interval, right? If no purchase, it decreases by 5%. It doesn't really mean anything. You don't need to pay attention to all this nonsense, right? Because the price of the pre-sale doesn't really make any much difference except to know how much was the price during the pre-sale so that you can track your gains or losses after the pre-sale. And by the way, you don't buy during the pre-sale. That's financial advice. Don't buy during the pre-sale. Everything else that I say is my opinion, but I don't believe you should buy during the pre-sale. If you want to buy, you can buy soon as they launch. Even if it is seconds or minutes, sometimes the price always drops below the pre-sale price. And you're guaranteed you've got your tokens, right? Because these pre-sales are a money grab, right? Because you go and you buy into these pre-sales, and some of them, they say stake your tokens here, stake your tokens, and I've not seen any way about staking tokens so far into this. And the other thing that doesn't give me confidence at all into this particular project is the white paper, right? Only 5 pages, and this is not a meme token, right? This is supposed to be a token filled with utility. It's not supposed to be a meme token, right? And you've got only 5 pages in a white paper, and it's not even 5 pages because the first one is just this image, right? And then you've got some text here, and then let's see what are the tokenomics. Unlimited potential, total supply, whatever, network, Solana, distribution, 10% liquidity, 90% pre-market. At least they are actually launching on Solana, right? They are launching on Solana, on Sol, so at least there are no crazy gas fees for this one. So the pre-sale token sale follows an adaptive auction mechanism. Initial price updates every 5 minutes based on demand, right? Exchange listing at final pre-market price plus 10%, right? So this doesn't make any sense at all. This is actually irresponsible. Any token that says the price is going to be 10% at launch, automatically we label it as a scam, because that statement is a dangerous statement. Because, you know, in traditional finance, if a company like Microsoft starts off another endeavor and they are going to be listing it, right, on the stock exchange, and say, the moment we list this thing, you're going to be able to get 10%, you know that they will be in a whole world of trouble, because they are guaranteeing investors 10%. You can't do that, right? Because the price is determined by the market. So this price that they are saying, the price at launch is going to be 10% on whatever, right? So they are saying current price is 0.012, this whole dynamic pricing thing, right? Current returns 112%. Not sure if it's 112% or 112,000, right? We just need to check that one out. So basically with this one, they're saying 10% at launch. That's something that you can't, you really can't put a finger on and say, okay, I'm going to get 10% on this one, so I'm going to go in, right? It doesn't make any sense at all, right? So also, if you look at what the value proposition doesn't also make any sense, because they're not really giving anything substantial to the market. Everything here you can get with any API, image generation, whatever, everything they're offering here, you can get some API from ChatGPT or any other video or image generating AI, right? Like Dell-E, right? And multiple other image generating like Mid-Journey and all that. You can actually get an API and do the same stuff here. There's no need to put all this stuff into roadmaps. You get the API, you can do it right now, right? So there's nothing substantial that they are offering, and it's not a meme token. Their white paper is 5 pages. Unfortunately, this one is a scam, and just because I say it's a scam, it doesn't mean that it's not going to go 2, 3, 4, 5x. It can, but a lot of people can also lose. You need to be extremely careful, right? And one of the things that I just want to put out there, right, for those of you who really want to get intimate with pre-sales and you want to know which pre-sale to buy and which one to actually stay away from, I actually recommend that you go on Amazon. Affiliate link is in the description, and you grab yourself the Big Brain Crypto Ego Logbook, right? It's on Amazon. A lot of people say, no, he's just doing these videos to sell his book, right? You don't need to get this, right? But if you want to wise up against scammers, this is something that I do recommend. A lot of people are actually finding value into this. You can track up to 70 pre-sales, right? It allows you, it forces you to actually do research on each and every pre-sale without even buying it, right? So for example, this is just pertinent information about the pre-sale, and you see there's a schema legit evaluation, launch price tracking. Once it has launched, you start tracking the price. You see what's the price, and then the investment, right? If you do decide to actually invest after the pre-sale, remember we never buy during the pre-sale, after the pre-sale, right? Then you can actually jot down what you've invested, what were your emotions, your notes, and the second page, you've got your ego notes and also adoption tracking. This has to do with on X, how many people are actually following the project. For example, 14.5k people are following this particular project at the moment, right? So you need to track how many more people are following the project and all that, right? So this is something that I recommend if you want to be quite intimate with pre-sales, so that you can know which ones to get into after the pre-sales, which ones to run away from. Grab yourself the Big Brain Crypto Ego Logbook. Affiliate link in the description, right? So this one, for me, my verdict for this one, it's a scam, right? The people behind the project are always going to make money. Some people might make money once it is launched. Unfortunately for this one, you're not going to get a bunch of investors running to go and invest after launch, because it's not a meme token. If it was a meme token, right, memes, people just go and throw money to them. But this one, it's a token filled with utility, right? So people do their research, they go in and they don't really know, should I get involved or not? So you're not going to get a plethora of people who are going to be jumping into this after it is launched, right? And of course, with the tweets that they are dishing out there, they got their account banned already, right? And this is something that might actually occur again and again. So you need to be extremely careful with this one. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.